In this video, we're going to talk about the fader unit channel settings block mode. This has to do with the 32 encoders at the top of the fader unit. Now, normally these encoders will adjust parameters for each individual channel strip. Like, for example, right now I'm on the EQ, and each pair of knobs is controlling a different EQ band. Like if I go up to the top EQ band, I can control the frequency and gain of that band, like that. If you can see, I'm on this channel right here. If I make adjustments, we can see that. Okay. Then if I go down the line, I can turn on another band of EQ and adjust frequency and gain. Okay, so that's great. That's what you would expect. And as we go through the different sections, I'm on the EQ now, but if I go to the dynamics, then these controls operate dynamics processors. If I go to the inserts, then I can insert plugins on each available slot for that channel. So this is what you would expect. But there are times when we want to have more control over a single channel, and that is what channel settings mode is all about. What's going to happen is we're going to take the entire block of 32 knobs and apply it to one channel. So this is what it looks like. Now let me pick audio 4 here, and I'm going to enter block mode by pressing the E button here on that channel. And it's similar to the edit channel settings window in Nuendo. In essence, kind of that's what you're calling up here on Nuage, is just channel 4 on the screen, and the knob set is going to control just channel 4 right now. As you can see, when I touch a knob anywhere, it tells the display up above highlights which parameter I'm actually operating. So it makes it very easy to see what you're doing, like that. So now I have the entire EQ for channel 4 right here at my disposal. I can do everything for that EQ. So that makes it a lot more handy. Now you can actually make some real EQ adjustments. You're not just stuck with one band at a time. This is a little bit more convenient. So if I go to the dynamics processors, the channel strip section of the console, then I have access to all the dynamics processors. And here, if I turn them all on, now you can see the knob set come into life with all the various controls for each dynamic processor. Now, since there's more than 4 processors in the channel strip, there's a page 2, even in block mode, to get to the final limiter there. So, but on the first page, I have the first 4 dynamics processors. If I go to the inserts section, now I have all 8 inserts here. And basically, I'm able to use the knob set to insert plugins onto that channel in the various inserts. And then once a plugin's on, if I put a compressor on here and go back to block mode, I can bypass the compressor. Basically, that's the kind of control I have in block mode. You can edit the plugins, and we'll do that in another video. But right now, just for block mode, basic block mode, when we're on the inserts section, we're able to assign plugins to the various inserts. So this is going to go on for each section of the console. If we go to the cues, we have access to the 4 different cues. If we go to the sends section, we have access to all 8 aux sends at once, including their assignments, and then once they're assigned, pan controls and that sort of thing. We have access to the pan control. Now normally, or I should say in a stereo mix, the pan control is very simple, left or right. Although there are 2 panners. We have the stereo combined panner, which gives you a little bit more control over the image of a stereo signal. But if we were to look at a surround channel, then we're going to see a lot more parameters for the panning. There we go. Here's a surround channel. Now notice there's a bazillion more parameters because there's a lot more going on in a surround panner than there is in a stereo panner. So continuing on, if we go to routing, we have access to all 8 direct routings on one page here. Then we've got the pre section, And that gives you the entire pre-control. In other words, the frequency, the slope of the high and low pass filters, plus the input gain and polarity reverse, all in one page instead of having to step through several pages. And then in my particular case, I have the VCAs assigned to this last section of the fader unit. And I can assign a VCA if I want to. If you had quick controls assigned to that section, then up would pop your quick controls across the knob set. So again, it gives you instant access to a lot of different parameters at once using block mode. If, however, you don't have any section of the mixer enabled in the section control of the fader unit, the block mode will display parameters from all parts of the channel. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You have access to input gain, the first output assignment, fundamental pan controls. If it's surround, you just get left, right, front, and back. The 4 Qs right here. Then you have all 8 aux sends, all 8 of them are available. You have the threshold for the compressor, gate, the tools section of the control strip, and the limiter. If it was turned on, then we'd have access to it. And then we have the high and low pass filters here, and 4 bands of EQ. So again, without having any section enabled in the section control, you get sort of a giant channel strip across all 32 knobs of the fader unit. And so that gives you quick access to a lot of things. And again, the idea with workflow is to enable you to do things quicker. So if you need to see the entire channel all at once, there you go. All 32 knobs, the entire block assigned to one channel at a time. So that is channel settings block mode. We also have a dual block mode where the knob set is split up between 2 different channels, and we'll do that in another video. So we'll see you next time.